Hi there, welcome to day 6 and day 7 of your March Madness challenge. Today we're going to work on the exercises single leg stretch and double leg stretch, and today's going to be a 2-for-1. So we're going to do both exercises today, and then you have a choice. You can repeat this workout tomorrow for day 7, or you can take a rest day, totally up to you. But we're going to do basically day 6 and day 7 today, all wrapped up into one workout. And then just a reminder, you can either repeat this workout tomorrow, or you can take a day off and take a rest day, or you can do one of the workouts from the previous days. That's always an option too. But let's go ahead and get started and get moving. Go ahead and lay down on your mat. We'll come into our what we call a constructive rest position. So laying down on our backs, bent knees, feet flat, heels in line with the sits bones, neutral pelvis, neutral spine. So just take a moment and scan through that. Hip bones and pubic bone on the same plane. A little bit of space behind that low back, but not so much that you're forcing it. It should feel pretty relaxed. And then maybe we imagine like a 2-pound sandbag resting on the rib cage, just to allow that rib cage to soften and be heavy into the mat. Wide through the collarbones there, backs of the shoulders resting down towards the mat, back of the head pressing into the mat, and a little bit of space behind your neck, between your neck and your mat. We'll take a nice big inhale here to prepare. On the exhale, roll your pubic bone towards your belly button, tipping that pelvis towards you, flattening the low back into the mat and hollowing out the belly. Making sure you're doing that with the abdominals and not the glutes, so try to keep the glutes soft here. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and rock that pelvis away from you back to neutral. Exhale, roll pubic bone to belly button, feeling the pelvic floor gather and lift slightly, drawing up between those hip bones, and then inhale to release it back. Take that again, exhale, roll pubic bone to belly button. Inhale, reach that away. 2 more there. Exhale, warming up that lower abdominal area. Inhale to reach it away. Good. Exhale, roll pubic bone to belly button. Inhale, reach it away. Start the same thing again. Exhale, roll pubic bone to belly button, and then go ahead and take it up into a bridge, pressing down through your feet, lifting the pelvis up, peeling the spine off of the mat, press down through the arms, wide collarbones, and then just roll it back down, warming up that spine a little bit more. Drop your tailbone down to neutral. Next exhale, roll that pubic bone towards the belly button, press down through the feet, lifting up and lowering down. Rest that pelvis down. 2 more, roll it up. Press down through the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, the center of the heels. Roll it back down. Last one, we're rolling up to the top. We're gonna get just a little bit more loosening up through the hips and the low back here. Stay up at the top, press into those feet, feel those knees reach forward, and drop your right hip down towards the mat, twisting the pelvis, and then lift it back up. Now do the left. Let that left hip drop, lift it up. Right hip drops, lift it up, left hip drops, lift it up. And then the right and left. 1 more each way, right and left. Pause at the top, slowly roll down bone by bone, 1 vertebra at a time. Drop that pelvis into a neutral position, and we'll keep the neutral, ribs heavy. Exhale to float your right leg up to a tabletop position, creasing at the hip socket, and then inhale it back down. And then exhale the left leg up, inhaling it down. We're gonna need to flex the hips here and work on this movement of thigh bone in the hip socket in our single leg stretch and our double leg stretch, so we want to start to warm that up here. Exhaling the leg up, inhaling it down. And I want you to really think about the head of the femur, so that head of the femur is falling back down into the hip socket and then coming back in. We're going to work on nice, what we call congruency of that thigh bone in the hip socket. So we're getting really nice efficient movement in the hip socket and not over gripping or overworking muscles that don't need to work so hard. So as you lift your leg up, you're thinking about the top of the thigh bone dropping down and back, kind of rolling back in the hip socket and lowering it down, and then rolling it back and dropping down. And we'll keep going for a few more. I know this is a really simple exercise, but it's so good to just make sure we have really productive, efficient movement. Think about rolling back in the hip socket, like there's a little wheel rolling back to lift the leg, and then you release that back down. And then other side, a little wheel rolling back to lift the leg and lower down. Let's go ahead and do one more each way. And just see if you can change the quality of the movement with that image of the thigh bone dropping back and down and that wheel rolling back to make it happen. Awesome, let's relax there. We're gonna bring actually that right leg up and hold it up, bring the left leg up to meet it. Hands come up to the sky, plug those arms into the shoulder sockets, wide collarbones. Take an inhale, start to nod your chin towards your chest. Exhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, reaching forward with those fingertips to lift the chest forward and up. So I'm going to really feel that nice reach to bring you up, and then lower it back down. Take it again. Exhale, curl it up, reach forward with those fingertips to lift the chest a little bit higher, and then lower down. My low back is pressed into the mat here. You can have the low back pressed in. That's totally fine. And then releasing it back down. We'll take that again. Curl it up. Releasing down on your inhale. Let's take a few more. Exhaling up, reaching forward as you lift. Inhaling to lower. Take that again. Good. That low belly is flattening as you curl up. Stay there, lifted this time, reaching long through those fingertips. Tap your right toes down. Bring it back up. Do the left. Tap it down. And up and right. And left. Good. Right. Keep reaching forward with those fingertips. Feel that chest reach forward through the thighs. Close the front ribs to help lift you up. Both legs together now. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 3 more. 3. And 2. And 1. And lower your head down. Relax. Hug both knees into the chest. And just take those little stirs of your legs around just to relax the hip flexors and get some nice lubrication and movement in those hip joints. Reverse the circle, go the other way. Just nice and easy, using your arms to do the work here. Easy hips. And then hug both knees into the chest. Really go ahead and pull them in deep. So bring those thighs towards the chest. Let the tailbone even rock off a little bit. Get that nice stretch there. And then from here, we're going to go into a version of single and double leg stretch with a neutral pelvis. And then we'll do the full kind of classical version later. This is a more contemporary or modified version. Really good if you have any diastasis recti or osteoporosis or anything like that, or just to challenge the pelvis, not the pelvis, to challenge the abdominals in a different way, which is really good for us. So our arms are resting down by our sides, our ribs are heavy into the mat, right leg comes up to tabletop position, keeping the pelvis neutral, so keeping that space behind the low back, and then bring the left leg up to meet it. From here, we're actually going to keep the head down, pressing the arms into the mat. Exhale to extend your right leg long away from you, reaching down towards the ground a little bit, keeping the belly flat and thinking about those hip bones pulling in towards each other. Bring it back in. Next, exhale, extend the opposite leg. Left leg extends and we bring it in. Take the right, extend and reach. Narrow those hip bones towards each other, flatten out the low belly, and then the left. The ribs should stay neutral too, so feel those back ribs resting down into the mat. Only go as low as you can with that stretched out leg, maintaining that position of neutral pelvis, neutral rib cage, neutral spine. Good, and left. We'll do one more each way. And left. Now we'll bring the legs all the way together, knees and ankles are squeezing together, and then just ever so slightly rotate them apart. So the heels are touching and the toes are slightly separated. Knees are a little bit open, but not even shoulder width, a little bit narrower than your shoulders. And then on your next exhale, extend both legs out long, narrow those hip bones, draw the belly in and up, and then bend it back in. Again, we're staying neutral in the pelvis, neutral in the spine. Exhale to extend. Inhale to bring it in. Exhale to extend. Inhale to bring it in. Maybe you press down a little stronger through your arms to feel those collarbones wide without popping the ribs up off the mat. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Hug both knees into the chest again. Go ahead and let that low back rock down into the mat. And then we'll extend both legs long on the mat, and we'll move through some of the exercises we've already done to warm up for the full version of those exercises. Reach the arms all the way up to the sky and then back overhead. As you inhale, bring those arms back up, nod your chin to your chest, and exhale and start to roll forward and up. We're on day 6. Maybe this is starting to get a little bit easier. Maybe not, that's okay. And then roll it back down, but just start to notice differences in quality of movement as you're moving through all of these workouts. Chin to the chest, roll it up. Reach those fingertips forward over the toes. Feel those lower back ribs lift up and back, and then roll it back down. One more like that, rolling it up. We're gonna roll it back down. This is our last one laying down. I'm just adjusting on my mat a little bit to make sure I have room behind me. Press down through the arms, heels squeeze together, lift both legs up. Bring the legs up and overhead. Press the back of the skull into the mat, flex those ankles, separate the legs, and then use your exhale to roll down. Thighs coming towards the chest as you control that spine down into the mat. Legs lower, squeeze together, open those collarbones wide, lift up and over. Flex the ankles open, slowly roll down. Find that control, press down through your arms to use them as brakes. Lower, squeeze together, roll it up. Flex the ankles, open the legs, roll it down bone by bone, one vertebra at a time. We're gonna take one more today, same legs. Squeeze together, bring it up and over. Flex the ankles, open, slowly roll down bone by bone, one vertebra at a time. Those legs come up to the sky, hold there, and then I just want you to slowly lower your left leg all the way down on the mat. Right leg is staying stretched up to the sky, and we go into our single leg circle. Go across the body down, swing it up and around. Inhale to start the circle, exhale it around. 2 more here, inhale and exhale, 1 more, inhale and exhale, reverse that circle, go the other way. Inhale and exhale, good. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Last one, letting the hips twist but keeping those shoulders anchored. Let's lower that right leg down with control. Left leg comes up, nice smooth transition there, and then inhale across the body, down, up and around. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Last one, keep those shoulders anchored wide through the collarbones, reverse your circle. Inhale and exhale, good. Inhale and exhale, sweeping the leg, nice upswing on your exhale. Let's do 1 more. Good, lower that leg all the way down, connect into your lower abdominals and pull your knees in towards your chest. All the way in, bring your hands to your shins, nod your chin to your chest and see if you can come all the way up like that. Good, we're going into our rolling like a ball. So adjust at the top as needed, pull your heels towards your seat, drop your shoulders down off the ears, nod your chin to your chest, round that back. So we feel the tail tucked under, we feel that nice scoop. We inhale to go back to our shoulders, we exhale to come up. We inhale to the shoulders, we exhale to come up, trying to maintain that shape. Keep pulling those heels to the seat. Keep pulling your shins back with your hands. 2 more, inhale and exhale. 1 more and exhale. Now hold up at the top, and what we're gonna do to get to our single leg stretch today is we're just going to slowly lay ourselves back down. While we're doing that, we're hugging the right knee into the chest and we're extending the left leg long. We're gonna hold here, we're gonna take a couple slow and then we'll go fast. Take your right hand and put it on your outside of your right ankle. Left hand, put it on the inside of that right knee. Yeah, so you're kind of giving your shin a little bit of support here. We're curling the head, neck, and shoulders up. We're drawing the shoulders down off the ears, and we're really pulling that knee into the chest. So this exercise is really about hip mobility as much as it is about core, of course, but you're pulling that knee in, you're pulling your chest towards your knee, and then we're switching legs, and we're gonna pulse. We're gonna pulse in, pulse, pulse, and then switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. And as you pulse, you're pulling that knee deeper into the chest. Pulse, pulse, and switch, and pulse, pulse, and switch, and pulse. Pulse, switching hands, of course, and switch, and pulse, pulse, and pulse, pulse. few more quick. Pulse, pulse, and pulse, pulse. Good. Pulse, pulse. Good. Keep breathing. Last set. And in. Good. Both knees into the chest. Lower your head for a second. We'll take a little breather here. Let your head roll side to side just to release any tension that might have come up in your neck. Come back to center. We're going to keep those knees hugging as deep into the chest as you can. Nod your chin to your chest. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. I like to think forehead to knees, knees to forehead. We have the low back pressing into the mat now. We're pulling into the smallest little ball shape we can. Now from there, we keep the chest up. We keep the head where it is. Inhale to extend the arms and the legs, reaching long through those fingertips. And then pull the knees back in. Hug into that small ball. Maybe you curl up a little bit higher. And then keep that height as you extend. And hug it in. Extend. Inhale to extend. Exhale to hug in, making your ball smaller. Inhale to extend. Exhale to hug it in. 3 more. Exhale, hug it in. And 2. Exhale, hug it in. Last one. Exhale, hug it in and lower the head down. Relax. Nice work, everybody. Place your feet down. Let's take our arms out into a goalpost position. Elbows in line with the shoulders, backs of the hands into the mat, 90-degree angle at either elbow. Legs are going to come all the way together in the middle of our mat. And then I want you to inhale and drop the knees to the right. Keep your left foot stacked on top of the right foot and feel that left waist lengthen and stretch. Take a breath there. And then we're going to come back through the center and go the other way. Opening up that right waist, feeling a nice stretch. And then come back to center, and I'm going to have you come to hands and knees for one more just fun variation of our single leg stretch to finish the workout. So your hands come underneath the shoulders. Your knees are directly underneath your hips. And we want a nice neutral spine here. So your tailbone's reaching back, your sits bones are wide, your front ribs hug up and in a little bit, ears in line with the shoulders. From here, I want you to take your left leg and extend it out long back behind you. Now, use the center of your body again. The motivation for movement comes from the center. We round the back to bring the knee to the nose and the nose to the knee. And then we extend out, and let's go a little bit past neutral and go into extension here. Letting the chest lift, letting the belly drop with control, of course. And then we exhale to pull it in. And we inhale to extend it out long. Take it again, round the back in. Extend and reach. One more like that, because then we're going to switch it up a little bit after the other side. And stretch. Good. Come back down. Let's do the opposite leg. Right leg extends out long. And then exhale, pull from the belly to round the back and bring nose to knee, knee to nose. And then extend it out long. Take it again, round. And then we're going past neutral into extension of the hip and the spine. 2 more there. Extend and reach. 1 more. Extend and reach. Now come back to just hands and knees there. If you need a little break off your wrists, go ahead and take it. And then we will tuck the toes under. Now we're staying neutral in our spine. Draw the belly in and up, close those front ribs, float your knees an inch off the mat, stay. Left leg extends out long. Pull the knee in, extend it long, pull it in, extend long, pull it in. 1 more. Switch legs, you got this, extend it long. Keep that sternum reaching forward. Try not to collapse in that upper body. Keep the eyes gazing a little bit forward of your fingertips. 1 more. Place that foot down, relax your knees down. Let your hips sink back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Drop the forehead to the mat. Take a nice big breath. Say thank you to yourself for showing up today. Great work. 1 more breath. And then go ahead and roll up to sitting. And you are all set for today. Great work. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, you can repeat this for your double leg stretch, and I will see you tomorrow for a spine stretch.